Alright, welcome to another series. Last series you learned about cabling, or a little bit about cabling. Now we're going to do a quick and dirty IP addressing. Something real quick, and see if these guys can learn how to subnet within 10 minutes. Okay, now we did dress up a little bit for the occasion. We wanted to look professional. Sorry, Mr. Kogo. We should have had a tie ready for you. I know we got you up kind of late, but that's okay. Not a problem. Alright, so here we go. How many classes of IP addresses are there?
5 classes.
What are they?
A, B, C, D,
and D.
Alright, what is the default mask of each class?
CIDR 8.
CIDR 16,
8.
CIDR 24
and
for
32.
Class C.
So Class A is the CIDR,
8.
Class B is the CIDR,
16.
Class C is the CIDR,
24.
but D and E don't have one, right?
Not available.
Alright, and what does the CIDR 8 mean?
8 bits on.
8 bits on, which is?
255.0.0.0.
That's it. Right, hold on, right? 255.0.0.0. Alright, here we go. And Class B is?
255.255.0.0.
And a Class C?
255.255.255.0.
There you go.
Good job.
And now what does that mean? What does that mean? The subnet mask divides the network from the host. Now the ranges. Let's go real quick to the ranges, okay? A Class A range is from 1 to 126. I know what you're going to say. Stop right there. Don't go to your friend next door. Don't go to the TV. Don't go to your books. It tells you from 0 to 127, right? Well, guess what? 0, it's used. Can't use 0. 127 is what?
Broadcast.
Your loopback. Exactly. Right? We have from 1, Jesus Christ, from 1 to 126. Okay? That's the only ones you can use. Then you have, for a Class B, you have from 128 to 191. Alright? And a Class C from 192 to 223. A Class D from 224 to 239. And a Class D from 240 to 255. Alright? That's the entire range. What we're concerned with, you didn't know that, did you? You forgot.
I forgot.
One thing with IP addressing, if you don't use it, you lose it. You gotta practice, 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 and you'll never forget it. And this is very important because he's great at making cables, so is he. He's network security for firewalls, but sometimes we forget things we don't use, and we take things for granted. So again, let's continue. Now, that's the entire range. Those are the default masks. Those are the classes. We're going to use private IP addresses. What does it mean to be private? It means that it's internal. They can't go out on the internet. They're not routable on the internet. So, just for the internet. Exactly. So what's the range for a Class A private? You know that one?
That's the 10.1. No.
But the whole 10 network, which is 10.0.0.0 through
10.255.
Good guess. Class B, what is it? 172.
1.1.
No.
172.16.0.0
Through
172.16.31.
31.255. And a Class C, 192.
168.1.0
through
192.168.255.
That's good. Listen, it's okay if we don't remember. Why? Because what happens to IT professionals? They get used to calculators. I know many people in the networking profession already that come back to school or watch videos like this so they can remember everything they've done in the past. Not a problem. That's okay. We all have our special expertise in certain things, right?
That's correct.
And since we get a crutch by using calculators, we seem to forget to do it in our head. So now that we know the classes, we know the default mask, we know what the entire range is, we know the private range. What we're going to do, we're going to use a private IP range in the Class C to go ahead and subnet for 14 nodes or 14 PCs.
Well, we never went over how many hosts each class could hold.
You're absolutely correct. So how many hosts using a default mask for Class A can give us?
Millions.
Millions. To be exact, 16,777,214.
Small mass.
Correct.
That's me.
Yeah.
What about a Class B?
Class B gives you thousands.
65,534.
Smart ass.
And Class C?
Hundreds.
254. As you go, now do we really need to know? Exact no. As long as you know that a Class A, Class B holds these many, because when you subnet, you're looking for the needs of your network. You subnet to meet the needs of your network. Okay? So here we go. We have a need for 14 PCs or 14 nodes. What subnet mask would you use? Well, okay. Excuse me, Miss Camera Girl, Stephanie, can you please, is there a way possible that you can zoom into this paper? Well, I guess what? I'm going to write something down and I'm going to hold it up, okay? Alright, so we have a need 14 PCs. So the question is, what subnet mask do we need? Well, we know for a fact that the first 3 octets are not going to be used. So we're going to be working with the last octet with 8 bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is how you prepare it. You can zoom in real quick there like that. You can zoom in like that. Can you see that? Alright, good. So now what you're going to do is, when you're counting for hosts, you're going to start from right to left, starting by 2. 2, 4, 8, 16. Hey, we can stop right there, right, Dr. Torres? Because we need 14. Let's see. We subtract 2, and we have 14. So we draw a line right there. Can you see that?
Why did you subtract 2?
Well, we subtract 2 for the simple fact that on the host side, we don't use the network ID, which identifies what network we're on.
Really?
And the broadcast address, because we don't want to create more broadcasts in our network, correct? Right. So, now we know we draw a line and we have enough IPs to meet our needs. Now, in reality, you don't want to stop at 14. You just want to give your network
a little bit more
room to grow just in case. But for the sake of this little test. So, what subnet mask is that really? Well, if the first X is there, it means that octet is fully on. That means it's 255. So the second octet, 255. The third octet, 255. Then we borrowed 4 more bits, which turns on 4 bits. 4 bits mean 240.
240.
How in the world did I get that number just off the top of my head? Well, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. Those are the bit values which you write on the top. Okay? The bit values to the left, you add them together, the ones that are on, the 128, the 64, the 32, and the 16, you add those up, they give you 240. That is your subnet mask. Okay? So now let's go ahead, I'm going to get another piece of paper. Alright? And I'm going to go ahead and now figure it out. That's 16. That's to the left of that line. That's your network, your very first network. So you set up your paper, your network ID, your range, and your broadcast. Okay? Something like this. And zoom back in over here. I'm probably getting you guys dizzy, zooming in and zooming out. Next time we'll do it a little bit better, so you guys don't have to zoom in and zoom out. Okay? Alright. So now, we said that value, that bit value, 16, that's the very first network, right? So we have x.x.x.16. Then the bit values to the right, the 1, 2, 4, and 8, we add those together, we get 15. That 15, if you want to go ahead and take a little paper like Dr. Torres is trying to show us. Okay? This here, that 16, that's our network increment. That's our first network, and that's your network increment. That 15 on the left, that number is going to be used to calculate for broadcast. So, 15 plus 16 is what?
31.
31.
31, that's your broadcast. So what's in between 16 and 31?
17 and 30.
17 through 30, well there you go. Your first available IP address is 17, your last is 30, your subnet mask is 255.255.255.240. Go ahead.
Cider 28.
Or a CIDR 28. And you can go ahead and start putting it on your PCs in the TCP/IP properties. Okay? Any questions, please contact us later. Thank you.